Welcome to Sweethearts or Rivals. I'm Charlotte.
I'm Justin.
What are we doing today?
Today we're taking a look at the expansion for Roll for the Galaxy, Ambition.
And Roll for the Galaxy is a game that can play 2 to 5 players in about 45 minutes, and they recommend ages 14 and up.
Yep. And this is going to be an impressions video. So
Not really a review.
Yeah.
But just to say what Ambition adds to the game.
Yep.
And our impressions, how it changes the game.
Yeah. So Ambition adds a bunch new starter tiles for your factions and your homeworlds. So there's a whole lot more variable starting combinations. Yep.
Yeah.
Which is good. It adds a whole new section of having goals for the table, so everyone can kind of compete for those goals. And whoever gets those goals gets these talent tiles. And you can use them as wild cards for your dice, or you can save them for the end because each one's worth a victory point at the end. So that adds another element to the game.
Yeah. And you also get 2 new colors of dice. You get a black one and an orange one.
The black one are the leaders, and the orange are entrepreneurs. And they're unique because instead of having one symbol on each side, they have 2 symbols. The leader die is considered every color, and a lot of the symbols are one of the symbols of the phases and a $sign, which means when you complete that phase using this die, you don't have to pay for it to go back in the cup. It just goes automatically.
Yeah, it pays for itself.
Yeah. The entrepreneur die has a couple of sides like that, but it also has a lot of sides with 2 different symbols. So you can basically use that for either phase. You can put it under one, and if that phase activates, you use it as normal, or you can put it, if that phase doesn't activate and the other phase does, you can swap it real quick. Yeah. So adds a little bit more mitigation of the dice.
Right. Yeah, my favorite mechanic of all time.
Mitigation.
Not really.
Surprisingly, the tiles that you pull from the bag to expand your empire, it only adds 5 more.
Right.
Yeah, which I was a little surprised about.
Yeah, so with only having 5, like I did get one actually that gives me an orange die in my cup.
Yeah.
But there's only 5, so that's not a lot of chances to get an orange die. Of course, it adds way more of the starter ones.
Yeah.
So those must be where more of the orange come into play.
Yep. The leader die, you actually, it changes the setup. Instead of having 2 white dice in your citizenry and 3 white dice in your cup to start off, you actually get one of those leader die right away in your cup, which means you can kind of kickstart a little bit more faster your empire,
right?
Which I really like.
I like that too.
Yeah. So the leader die and the entrepreneur die. What do you think about that?
I do really like the leader because, of course, you get it right at the beginning. So if you're lucky enough to keep rolling $signs on it, that's really awesome because you get to take your action and you get that dice right back in your cup.
That is awesome.
Which is extremely useful.
Yeah.
The orange ones, like I said, you don't have a huge chance sometimes. It depends on how you draw your tiles.
Yeah. If
you're going to get to play with those or not. But they're really cool because they're 2-sided. And then the trick of that is just remembering to actually move them if you're one of your
that didn't trigger, but this did. Oh,
right. And I think in the playthrough I might have missed that maybe a couple of times.
Yeah.
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 What about you?
The leader die are awesome. I do agree with you. There should almost be more opportunities to get the entrepreneur dice, or even some more leader dice. I don't know if there's any opportunities to get more leader dice.
I think it's just as many there as how many players you can play the game.
Really?
I don't know. I've got 1,
2, 3, 4, 5. You are correct. No opportunities to get any more leader dice. That's a bummer.
Right. Which they're my favorite one.
Yeah.
But they're a little bit more powerful, so I can understand
it's
why.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice to have more opportunities to get some of the entrepreneur dice. That would be cool. Other than that, they're awesome. I like that. I like the new starting factions, the new starting worlds. I like having more of that.
Having more choices. Or not choices, but more opportunities for different start-offs.
The only thing I would like to do with that is instead of spreading them all out and randomly getting one, I'd almost like to have
maybe
a
draft
couple.
Or something.
Draft, yeah. Something where there's a little bit of choice.
And then you can kind of get something that's going to synergize well together.
Yeah, because if you could do it both for your starting faction and your starting planet, and then make your choice. You
can kind of set up more of your strategy. Yeah. Because I found the very first time we played it with the expansion, I just happened to get 2 of these that, like, they were perfect for each other. And the game was a breeze for me.
Yeah.
This time, not so much. Like, they worked okay together. It was just really hard to get these powers for me to get working.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Yep. Right on. I agree.
Yeah, and what do you think about these new goals with the chits?
I really like them. I like that they're not, like, personal goals, that anyone can go for them, and there's a lot of them, and some of them are pretty big.
There's a race to get one first.
Yeah,
I like that.
And it kind of adds the whole, like, this is a bit of a race to see who can get the 12 planets and developments done quicker, to get the points, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it adds an element of that to it.
Yeah.
And then I really like the versatility of these. If you get these, well, if you really need, it's like, oh, I really need to do that this turn. Well, you can.
Because you have, if you manage to get those.
Yeah.
One thing I will say about these that I found, the last game we just played, the playthrough that we recorded, all these goals I found they were really difficult.
Yeah.
They were quite involved to get, and actually, except for one of them, there was just, this one here was the easiest one.
Yeah, that was pretty easy.
It's the easiest one, and it's worth 3.
Well, it was easy to get, but when you're getting reassigned powers, I don't know, in previous games, I've never really gotten a ton of them. So I found I was giving up other things in order to get them.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. I did luck out in getting reassign abilities that did synergize with what I could do.
Yeah.
Which helped.
Yeah.
So I was able to do the things I wanted to do more often.
Right. But it seemed like the choices we had to go for these goals were a little bit more difficult than some of the other times we played.
And then this one here, the consumer goods, I needed to have 2 goods on 2 planets of matching colors, and then I needed to ship them both at the same time in the same phase with matching colors. But I started off, my very first planet was a blue planet with a blue good on it. All I needed to do was get another planet that was a color with the same good on it and then ship them, which was tricky, but I managed to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So sometimes it's all about a little bit about the luck and how you can manage to mitigate stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that the only negative I have with the group goals is when you achieve one, it can give you such a boost that it's easy to cascade into achieving others.
I suppose, yeah, because you have those tokens for the wilds.
Yeah. So, it does give you more incentive to keep an eye on what everyone else is doing and make sure that they're not charging ahead and getting those before you get a chance to get any. Yeah. Tricky, but interesting. I still like them.
Yeah.
Cool. So, are you happy that we got Ambition to go with Roll for the Galaxy?
I think so, because I find with this section here, it does add quite a bit of difference to the game.
Yeah.
Which is nice, because Roll for the Galaxy was a little overwhelming, I think, for the first time player. Just because it's like, what am I doing? Yeah. Where do I start? What am I aiming for? Where do I go from here?
Yeah.
But with these, you can look at it and you have something to aim for right away. So it gives you more of like your goal, which for a first-time player, that will be really helpful.
Yeah.
Because not knowing the synergies of the different cards and that part of it, it'll help out the first-time player. And I like having something to go for, and it's a race to get them.
Yeah.
So I really like that as well.
Yeah, because the last game we played, I actually did that. I saw this consumer goods one and thought, I'm already part way there, and that was the first thing I went for. Mm-hmm. And I achieved it, and then I moved on to another thing. Yeah. So yeah, I agree. Really, really good. A lot of games that are very open-ended like that really benefit from having some kind of goal.
Yeah, or even to steer you in a different like a direction each time you play the game. Yep. It keeps it fresh each time.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you recommend Ambition for the Roll for the Galaxy player?
Yeah, I would.
Me too, definitely. This definitely opens up a lot of more variable setup, more stuff you can do. Yeah. As well as, oddly enough, more focus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I find that there could have maybe been more cards for in this bag.
True.
There's only 5 that you get.
Yeah.
Where you have more chance to get those, whereas they added more of the starting ones, which you kind of don't have a lot of chance to get them.
Yeah, there could definitely be more tiles for there that give you the entrepreneur dice and stuff like that.
But, I mean, that's all something you can add in the next expansion.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yep. Mm-hmm. Cool. So those are our impressions of Roll for the Galaxy Ambition.
Great.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you in the next video.
Laters.